Wait. Do we do it at the table?
We will.
What?
Yo,
Oh, for the
Mike
kids.
212. Everybody in the 313, put your motherfucker. Okay, and we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Episode 3 of Ball and Bevies. My main man with the cocktails here.
What up, y'all? Just making sure.
So
I
what
got
are
the
we-
hands in here.
So what are we drinking? What are
We drinking a Vespa Martini. Oh yeah.
What are we looking at, gin?
Yeah, so 2 measures of gin, 1
Yeah.
of vodka, half a measure of quinonile, shaken over ice, add a thin slice of lemon peel.
Oof. I feel like I put some hair in my chest now.
Yeah, she's boozy for
Yeah.
sure. Sorry.
Is it like good taste or like is this gonna be like a strong? Like this is a strong cocktail.
No, it's lemony fresh.
Lemony fresh.
Yeah, it's definitely not a bad thing.
Yeah. Cheers to episode 3, my man.
Cheers. We back.
Mhm.
Episode 3.
Oh, James, not bad, my dude.
It's tasty.
First drink on the pod.
On the pod.
On the pod. Not bad.
First drink. Yeah, so what did you already you ripped that Band-Aid off?
I ripped the Band-Aid off. So I went about 4.5 months. No alcohol. Felt pretty good. And didn't put a date to it. Just kind of was taking a little break. And I think it was like a week and a half ago. Had a flight of tequila shots.
As you should.
Yeah, that was good.
But you weren't shooting tequila.
No. I was sipping. We were sipping on the shots. It was a good spot. Completely forget the name that I went with my girlfriend. But yeah, it was good.
Nice.
But
Jealous.
yeah, I'm sorry you couldn't be there. I'm sorry. It was like literally in the moment. Was not thinking of like I'm gonna go out tonight and have alcohol. It
Wow.
was good though.
I was actually looking at some report that was like, oh, too much alcohol is bad. And it was like, yeah, we know that, but
It makes for a good time.
it literally does. But if you want to be sober, you can also have a good time. Just
That's
throwing
true.
that out there. 100% that's true. All right. So we got a lot to get into, so we're gonna try and keep this at a reasonable time. For anybody that's watched the first 2 episodes,
Yeah,
we love
that's
you.
That's love. And
Your-
we love feedback.
Love
We
feedback.
love some feedback because like we've had close friends tell us some stuff and
Yeah.
we switched it up. AKA we got the mic in the middle now. We got
Yeah.
a table.
What you don't know is there's a friggin' tripod holding the camera right now. It's really intense. I'm excited.
I like looking at a tripod.
We're at like another level, it feels like. Even though
The default.
this is still a janky ass setup.
Oh, but we're evolving. We're evolving.
We're evolving.
We're evolving.
Ever changing.
Yeah.
I love it. So if you feel the need to send a text or whatever, be like, hey, I like the podcast. Thank you for that. But comment on the video.
Please.
Please.
Like and subscribe.
Like and
Smash that
subscribe.
subscribe button.
Ring the bell.
Kind of always wanted to say it, like smash that subscribe button.
Smash it.
I love me some YouTube. Anyways, let's get into it.
Okay.
So first things first, let's talk about the finals. But I also think we need to talk about that Game 7. I think more specifically, we need to talk about that Jimmy Butler 3 with 17 seconds left and Al Horford in front of him.
100%. We're getting ahead of ourselves. We've been away for 2 weeks.
We've been away for a minute.
There's a lot of stuff going on in the league.
Let's
right?
break it down.
So, because we didn't talk about Pat Bev, did we?
No, we did not.
So,
Dude, he came back and started talking more nonsense about Jimmy Butler.
okay. So Phoenix, I said
You did.
to all of you, I looked you in your eye, and I said, I'm worried about Phoenix. They don't have the fire. Sure enough, one of the worst performances in recorded NBA history. At home, Game 7, number 1 team in the league.
In the league, yeah, that's it. Man, honestly, Chris Paul is gonna be cemented in the history books for basketball. Let's be real.
Yeah. Okay.
However, he's gonna be a little bit forgotten about, and I might get a lot of backlash for this.
Maybe.
But he's kind of gonna be forgotten about a little bit like John Stockton and Steve Nash. Nice escalates. John Stockton, the most assists in NBA history, over 15,000 in his career. I think he has 2 finals appearances, lost both to Jordan.
Second now to Chris Paul.
Chris Paul doesn't have over 15,000.
He doesn't?
No, not even close.
Okay.
I think he's like, yeah. Anyways,
Never
but then also Steve Nash. Steve Nash is credited with back-to-back MVPs.
Right.
Never even made a finals appearance though.
Canadian.
I think homegrown and stuff like that. But it's kind of tainted because they never won anything.
Right.
Chris Paul is heading down that direction. In all honesty, I felt more last year was his chance to win a championship versus even this year.
Right.
They were scary. But
I disagree with you in that they should have won this year, hands down. Last year was like, oh damn, like
they were up 2-0.
They are really good
last year.
Yeah, but they were up friggin' 3-0.
2? No, it was 2-0, and then Milwaukee won 4 games in a row last year.
Oh, you're talking about that? No, I was talking about the Denver series.
The Dallas series.
No, I was talking about Denver and. Oh no, I'm thinking Denver
Dallas.
and.
You're thinking Denver and Miami.
No.
I mean, Golden State. Where are we going? Where are we going?
In the bubble.
Oh, in the bubble.
And then they went down 3-0. They were up 3-1 or whatever, and then they choked, and then they did it again.
Yeah.
Those are the Clippers. My bad. Sorry for that.
That was.
Anyway.
Let's get back. Yeah.
You're right. Sorry.
That's all right, man.
Okay, so Phoenix obviously struggling.
They fumbled the bag, dude. There's no other way to say it, man. It was Game 7 at home. Honestly, it wasn't even you against Dallas Mavericks. It was against you versus Luka. And you know what? I got to give it to Luka. After Game 5, and they lost. Dallas was down 3-2 to Phoenix.
Yeah.
And he's walking out. Everyone's tough when they're up. Everyone's tough when they're up. And you know what, man?
That was Serbian.
Yeah,
Serbian
that was the most gangsterest thing ever.
Yeah.
Because he's like speaking facts. And then remember when, I don't know what game it was early in the series, Booker got pushed.
Yeah.
And then he said, he's like the Luka specialty.
Oh,
and he made that comment.
Yeah.
He's talking about trash.
And they were like tipping the ball after the game.
Yeah, man. It's like, Devin, I really like you.
Yeah.
But you, I wish we had the Devin Booker from last year. Like, the Devin Booker in, I think, the semis last year? Phoenix versus the Lakers. Like, he was hooping. Yeah. He hooped out nicely.
Yep.
And it's like, this is the performance that you had?
Unfortunately, and actually... And I think we talked about it a little bit last time. Like you said, Tatum is the player Booker thinks he is.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate to see because I love Book. I think he's got a lot going for him. But next season is going to be big issues, big problems in Phoenix because you got now a 38-year-old Chris Paul. Yeah. So he's not going to be carrying those heavy minutes. Even if he is, there's got to be an alternative, right?
Well, what if I think we're getting to this topic a little quickly, but Ayton.
Right.
What the heck's going to happen with Ayton? That's a big piece if they lose that, man. What do you have, JaVale McGee starting on your championship run? No, they're not. He's credited. He's done a lot in his basketball career, but I'm sorry, you're not having that as your anchor.
Yeah, I mean, it's sad because you get this mentality in the NBA, and we're going to come back to this topic, so I'll kind of skim over it, but there's no loyalty to, trying to stack it up and run it back. And, if anybody's watched The Last Dance, which if you haven't, you don't actually like basketball. So
fair point.
That's messed up.
Fair point.
Who talks is Jordan says I won all these championships, but anytime they talk about Michael Jordan, they should talk about Scottie Pippen.
Yeah.
Right? You need that you need the right pieces. Because Charles Oakley is in Chicago. He gets traded for, who is it, Cartwright? Is it Cartwright? You can fact check me on that. Regardless, a guy that was with the Bulls forever, Jordan's buddy, the face of the franchise, which Ayton isn't.
Yeah.
And he was even still able to get traded, right? Mm-hmm. To find the right piece.
Yeah.
So if Ayton's not the right piece, it's unfortunate because now Phoenix has shot themselves in the foot.
Grant. You're talking about Grant who went to Orlando.
Yes.
Yeah. And then he eliminated Jordan his first year back from baseball.
Wait.
And then he went to the finals and lost with Shaq.
No, that's true, but that's not what I was talking about.
That's not what you're talking about?
No, sorry. I was talking about 88 or whatever.
Oh, okay, never mind.
But anyway, and so now Phoenix is just floundering, right? You can't trade Ayton for pieces and cash and whatever else.
No, he could sign and then, because he's a restricted free agent, I think, at the end of this year.
Not going to sign.
But he can sign and then play, bet on himself and then be an unrestricted free agent next summer. Not this summer, next summer.
I'm going to call it right now. He's definitely not going to sign. And my guess is...
He bets on himself.
Yeah, for sure. He's trying to get paid.
He was the first pick in 2018 for a reason.
Yeah.
So, it's...
Markelle Fultz was a number 1 pick.
Dude, sometimes I get why we're doing this thing.
Ben Simmons was the number 1.
Yeah, okay, but I wanted to talk about that Markelle Fultz thing.
Okay.
How smart are the Boston Celtics for trading down? Because they originally had the first pick. So they traded down to get Tatum. Do you ever think Philly is just punching the air right now?
Oh, Philly is literally like, they can't sleep. They got insomnia. They're looking for alternative remedies in the jungle of Nicaragua.
Like, the only good thing that they've done is keep Joel Embiid somewhat healthy.
Right.
So I'm saying somewhat healthy because he gets injured way too much. He's also a big man, so I get it. But they had Markelle Fultz, who, and I'm going to say this. I've been a fan of Jason Tatum for a long time, ever since like high school in St. Louis and stuff.
Yeah.
Watched him grow up. He's amazing.
100%.
But I always thought he should have been first pick in the draft.
Okay.
Right? I thought Philly would have taken Tatum.
Yeah.
Lonzo goes to the Lakers, blah, blah, blah. Triple B. Then Markelle Fultz goes to Boston. I was like, makes sense.
I wonder if Markelle Fultz in Boston, if that changes anything.
He would have went with Kyrie, Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown would have already been there.
Interesting.
Would have been nice depth in the backcourt, a bit small and short, but
yeah, the what ifs, right? And I mean that's typical Celtics ball. Is literally the trade your own ball. We need the height first, and then whatever comes.
I can't teach someone to get taller. I can teach someone to hoop.
I heard that. That's the second time this week I heard. Okay, y'all don't need to come at me. I get it.
Listen,
I am short.
that's no one's saying
That's
that.
why I'm talking about basketball. Clearly, I'm just triggered right now, but it's fun because I like watching basketball.
But on the topic of Boston, how do you think they're gonna do matchup wise in the finals against Golden State?
I told you. Again, I'm 2 for 2. Okay? If you were out here being like, this bald guy doesn't know what he's talking about, you didn't know about basketball. Twice, I told you. Say Phoenix, stressed. I don't think they could get it done.
Right.
Celtics, say,
In the finals?
if they beat Milwaukee, they take it all. And I stand by that. So we're going to talk about matchups.
What? Okay.
They're in the final. I'm almost there.
You're halfway there. You're halfway there. You're in the finals. So you're picking Boston to win.
I am taking Boston to win.
And
how
many games?
I'm texting you this video. You watch the whole thing. I got a bet with one of the managers at my company. Boston in 6.
So you think they're taking?
They're gonna split the first 2.
Okay.
They're gonna win 2 in Boston, lose in Golden State, win it in Boston.
I mean, that's going to game 7.
No,
because they're losing 3. You said they're gonna split in San Fran, split in Boston.
No. Boston wins both in Boston.
Oh, but Boston wins both.
But they lose game 5 in Golden State.
And they come
go back to Boston, win in Boston. Game 6.
Let's talk matchups, man. I you know what? I'm scared for Golden State. I'm rooting for Golden State to win this one.
And I'm not rooting against them necessarily.
But I've been scared. I'm like, man, I agree with you. In all honesty, even if it was Miami, I would still be concerned for Golden State.
I would be concerned, but I think Golden State wins against Miami. I think the matchup
I agree with you on
is
that.
more favorable.
I agree with you. What I'm scared about is that Boston has, in the regular season, has the number 1 defense, and I think in the playoffs they have 2nd. I just look at their wing players, and they can switch on anybody.
Literally anyone can play anyone.
That's terrifying.
Like, the only problem you'll have is if they can manage a switch and put Horford on Curry. But even then, like, the man can only hit so many threes. With that's a guy as tall as Horford.
No, but that's where I personally think Golden State has the advantage. Is like, can they play quick, and then can people hit their shots? Obviously, they do that. However, this is where the interesting factor comes in.
Okay.
I think Golden State is going to get their shots. They just need to make them. However, where Golden State has to be really careful is on the inside. They got Al Horford and Williams, and in my personal opinion, Tatum is like what 6'8", 6'9" in shoes. Like he's not a shrimp. You know what I'm saying?
He's 6'9" without so probably 6'10" in shoes.
Like, so that's ridiculous,
yeah,
right? So it's like the tallest person. What's the starting lineup going to be? Looney, Wiggins, Draymond, Clay, and Steph.
Yeah.
Right. So Looney's got Al Horford.
Yeah.
Wiggins probably has Tatum.
Williams. So you think Wiggins is on
Tatum?
100%.
If they put Wiggins on Luka.
But that would mean Curry has to guard Smart.
That's fine. I'm gonna live with Smart taking shots all day. I'm gonna live with that.
Well, that's only okay. Sorry, if Curry's on Smart, But I mean, I could see Smart just bodying him mid-range, and then you got Clay on.
But they have so many options, bro.
On Brown.
Golden State's got options, man.
Yeah. Like they're.
Like think of it.
Did you guys hear that? Yeah. That was weird.
Drink.
Okay.
Drink.
Cheers, guys.
Drink. Episode 3. Let's do this.
Get that bevy in you.
But man, the Boston also has depth because I personally feel like when it comes to playoffs,
mega depth.
It comes down to the bench, in my personal opinion.
100%.
Right? Because guys are playing longer minutes, so it's like you need to really you need a strong two. If you're two players that come off the bench, but like if you got 3, you love it.
Well, who's coming off for Golden State? Just Lee
and Poole.
Yeah.
And Moody's been playing a lot more minutes. And they got Kuminga.
Yeah.
And I think Peyton's making the comeback. Dude, that's almost a whole full second lineup, bro.
Peyton won't be back.
I read an article today that he's aiming to come back.
Crazy. That would be interesting.
That's a lot more
If
depth.
you get Peyton back, I think he starts.
Over who?
Over Wiggins. I think Wiggins comes off the bench and plays with Poole.
I think you're smoking something.
No,
I think
because
it's not
then
gonna
because then think about it. You think about the starting 5,
Okay.
right? On both sides. You got, in reality, I think the best starting 5 in the league right now in Boston. So you got Smart, Brown, Tatum, Horford, Williams, who's been playing out of his jockstrap. Like, he's not doing...
Horford?
No, Williams.
Oh, yeah.
The guy's like, since coming back, he's, I don't know. There's something, he's like what Draymond was to Golden State in 2016, right? So if Draymond doesn't get suspended that one game, Cavs don't win.
I agree with that. That's a different topic, though.
Well, I think the energy is the same, right?
Yeah.
That's what Williams brings to the team. And yeah, I just don't really see the need for Wiggins up front when you have Steph, Clay, and Looney, who's been playing really well.
Yeah, but dude, like if you look at the
When you could
stats
have
of Wiggins,
Poole and
Wiggins
Wiggins
is playing. Like, you forget Wiggins was an all-star this year. People forget that.
Yeah.
Like Wiggins is
But
maximized.
even more reason for him to
Wiggins
come off
is
the bench.
well, no man. Wiggins
You can
is doing.
extend your score.
Wiggins is doing more with less. He's more efficient on every aspect of shooting. His mid-range, his free throws, his true percentage shooting is better than it's ever been.
True.
And he's shooting less shots.
It's more efficient.
That's what I'm saying. And so it's like I think you're underestimating Wiggins.
I am, and here's why. He hurt me.
Well, he's Canadian, first pick of the draft. What, did it stay with Minnesota? Is that what bothered
He
you?
cut me deep, Wiggins.
What did
No,
he do?
not even.
What did he do?
He just underperformed.
And so, buddy, let's get okay. I hear you on that.
He was supposed to come in Maple Jordan.
You know Barnett.
He was supposed to... Barnett? Well, true. He's way better.
He's not Markelle Fultz.
I literally forgot about Barnett.
Yeah, dude. What the heck are you talking about here?
That was terrible. And they did that on purpose. Cleveland did that because they knew, this other Canadian kid's coming up. We want to have like...
Such a waste of a pick.
So petty.
What was
Honestly.
that, like 2013? I think so. It's back because Cleveland had, and I guess Wiggins was drafted 2014.
Old. That is just the reality.
Anyways, you know what? I'm scared. I want Golden State to win, and I think they have a fighter's chance. Boston's defense does scare me, but I do know Golden State.
Their defense.
Once they turn it on, it's on. And I'm not discrediting even Golden State's defense. I just think, I don't know. It's gonna be a good ass series. But this is another thing we have to talk about too. Is experience, man.
Yep.
Right. This is Golden State's 6th appearance in 8 years.
Ridiculous.
Right. Like they're going in there with Steph, 2-time MVP, Draymond, Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah.
They have 3 rings, multiple All-Star appearances.
3 to 4? 3.
3. Clay and Dre and Steph had 3. But then also coaching experience too. Kerr has way more, even just forget about finals, just playoff experience overall as well.
Sure.
And then too, also they're coming in rested. Boston has just gone back-to-back Game 7 series.
Yeah. Against Jimmy Buckets, who is making it work on every possession.
Yeah, dude. Well, then Giannis, they had to try and contain Giannis before that as well.
It's true. They've had a harder road, but that's why I'm saying the champions coming out of the East.
They're a bunch of dogs. I get it, but I don't know, man. Like I feel. Also, I'm gonna say this. Clay's a dog. He's gonna want to cement that story. He was out for 2 years, comes back midway through the season. They make it to the playoffs. Go through Denver, Memphis, Dallas, and now they're in the finals. Like this is storybook, and I think Clay wants that. And I'm not saying no one else on the team doesn't want it, but Clay's a dog.
Y'all heard me on episode 2 talk about Clay's face.
Yeah, you're out to lunch on that one.
I still dislike Klay Thompson.
You
But-
gotta go over that.
But Game 6, Minnesota, that was wild. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Memphis.
Sorry, that's what I meant. Memphis.
Yeah.
Guy went somewhere. I don't know where that was.
God mode.
I thought it was Cancun at first. Because he came out and I text Trey. I'm like, here goes Clay, 0 for 3 to start.
Yeah.
And then
Eat
he went
your
up.
words, son.
Well, it's because I was talking trash and that he obviously heard it. He heard the vibration across the the metaverse.
He has no conscience. He could be 0 for 20 and be like, Coach, I'm taking the game-winning shot. He has no conscience. Like he's not afraid. Like he wants the moment.
I ain't afraid.
You know.
Best. I met a buddy over the weekend, by the way, and that's his tagline. He didn't even mean it at first until like the 7th time. I was like, "Bro, you realize that's like your tagline?" He's like, "What?" He's like, "I ain't afraid."
I ain't afraid.
No matter what we were doing, we were like shots. He's like, "I ain't afraid."
I ain't afraid.
I'm like, "Jeez, I'm
Let's
gonna be
go.
up in 3 hours." Anyway,
Is this
it's not true though.
Okay.
We went to bed at a reasonable hour every day. Yeah, I'm worried for Golden State, but at the same time, I'm expecting to be right again. Boston, 6 games. Mark it. And I gotta put money on it, so hopefully I don't lose. Cause
Dude, what's the irony that both in 2019, Kyrie and KD left their teams, and then both those teams are in the finals right now?
I don't think this is an irony. I think it's, and this is actually a point that we want to get to, was the state of the league. Like I alluded to it a little bit about, the loyalty and whatever. You get the Dame Lillards of the world, which happy to hear that Portland is, trying to make moves to build around him and give him a chance.
You've been hearing this for... Sorry.
No, they thought they had it. And honestly, I did too. I put too much faith in Nurkic.
Yeah, why?
Because he's a boss, man. The guy works hard. For like a European player, he's probably one of the better European players.
He just dissed on European players here?
What do you mean? They're all bad, other than Luka.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
How are they all bad?
Dude, Andrea Bargnani.
Dirk Nowitzki.
But like, okay, outliers. Luka, Dirk.
Kind of an outlier.
Okay? We're talking about like